What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of some more Besiege. Oh god, okay, let me just stop that from now on, please. Either ways, welcome back to some more Besiege, and today I'm going to be doing the stone pack skin video thingy that I said I was going to do yesterday. Well, the reason why I didn't do it yesterday, which is also something you guys may be able to hear, I'm still a little bit snotty. And I also tried to record a bunch of Subnautica yesterday, but I didn't even record any sound, which is probably a good thing because I'm still snotty, so yay. But something very serious actually happened in Subnautica, so I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. But until then, we are taking a look at the skin pack right here. There. Yes, right there. So basically what this is, well, I guess it's not really any secret anymore, but this is also supposed to be used for episode 100. And I guess what I'm going to do today is, first of all, go through what this can do potentially, like the full potential of this pack, and what you can use it for in terms of the levels as well. And then I'm going to go through each and every single block that is in it. Okay, here we are. Here we are. This is the skin pack thingamabob. I still need to move that level down there because that is kind of, well, messing up. Just a teeny tiny bit, so let's just go ahead and remove that. Now, I guess what we can do, and by the way, I cleared out some things so it only says level in here, but I can load this one in and wait for it. It's supposed to be loading in all of the levels that I've taken objects from, which looks a little bit weird. Like, this may also happen when you guys use the mod, but this is pretty much normal. Alright, is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, right, so the level is back there, and then again, I need to clear the level. If you load another person's level, then it should load all of the levels first, then put you back to the original level that you was in, and then you need to clear it again, and then, of course, load it once more. And there we go. This is, well, a little bit more fleshed out potential of what this mod, along with the other thing, actually can do. So yeah, this is pretty freaking awesome. Actually, there's one more thing that I want to show you guys, because there is a very cool little command in another mod. So reset floor scale size. I think this is it. So if I put that to 200 and 200, I'm just going to copy that. But let's see. It does say no such command sometimes, but crap. Hang on. Wait a minute. Reset floor size scale. Is it the other way around? I honestly don't know, but let's try this. So no such command again. Okay, there we go. That was the correct thing. So you can't really see anything happening in the background, but I know the floor is much, much smaller. You know what? I actually still need this thing, so let's bring it up. But yes, I'm just gonna show you the full potential of what this can actually do. So if I go in here and I say apply floor texture, and I don't need to put true, but I still like that. So let's just copy that. No such command. Copy it in again and wait for it. Wait, there we go. Oh, hang on a second. There we go. Yes, a little bit better. So yeah, basically this is, well, the full fleshed out kind of potential of creating environments with the skin pack, and also, of course, the level maker mod, which is now a combination of those two things, but also a ground texture mod. If I can find it, I will link it in the description below. If it's not there, then too bad. I couldn't find it. I'm gonna try though. Yeah, this is pretty much it. Like, there's not really much else, honestly, to say here. Of course, I'm still gonna go through all of the other blocks and whatnot, but this is, again, to show you what this can actually do if you do this well enough, and I think this looks pretty damn good. Right, so it's time to go through every single individual block right here, and I'll also talk a little bit more about the graphics and the colliders, because the colliders, they are just like any other skin pack. They don't scale to the actual model. But before we go into that, I want to, well, say sorry, because I didn't even mention the freaking creator, which is Phenom3, and he's absolutely incredible. One of my very good friends, and he has helped me out so much with this. I cannot even describe it. Alright, so we are going to start with the two mountains here. I also just moved this up into the air so that, yeah, it's a little bit easier to watch or whatever. Basically, the two mountains here, you know. Well, what is this over here? This is a stone pillar, but it is much more versatile than that. Basically, what you could do is with the EasyScale, which allows you to scale the blocks, and the NoBounds mod, which allows you to put in values that are bigger than the default values of the game, what you can basically do is stretch these to infinite, well, dimensions, but this also means that you can actually flatten these out and make stairs. And over here we have the suspension. Actually, I should probably mention the other ones too. This is the one single wooden block, the double wooden block, the wooden pole, and then the suspension over here. The suspension is a little bit tricky, and I would like to explain a little bit more about that. As you can see, I'm just going to duplicate that. There we go. And then put on the skin right next to it. So, come on. Yeah, that's good enough. So as you can see, that is the exact same placement that the other one has, like this one over here, but it's higher up. How can this be? Well, again, episode 100 things and whatnot, I'm just saying that this is something that you need to look out for. And I guess what I could do is make an even more in-depth little guide to what I actually mean, or whatever. Like, I'm trying to explain stuff, which is not really going too well, but this is a method for saving you, because I do believe that if I start this right here, yeah, it goes through the floor, and as you can see, oh fuck, okay, everything else kind of came down too. Okay, what the fuck? Well, I know what's going on here, which is a little bit strange. That is the spike. I will get to that a little bit later. But either way, you could see that these two things, they basically sit very comfortably on the ground. If I put this one halfway down the ground with a collider, which is what makes it, well, bump into things or whatever, watch what happens. Yeah, it kind of pops up and whatnot. So that is shit. Okay, that's kind of eerie. But basically, I found a way around this. And this means that once again, if I just take this one and I do the same thing over here, I guess that would be it, kind of. Well, I'm going to try to start. Yeah. And as you can see, it kind of pops up in that sense. Jesus Christ. It's still eerie. Well, one thing that counters this, and this is only to a single block that you can do this. So it's not like you can build up 100 blocks on it and then not pin those blocks. But this is what you need to do. You need to pin it, and as you can see, it stays right there. Of course, that is also, yeah, the same thing without the skin. I'm just trying to tell you there are ways to maybe work around the thing, and also because, well, there's another reason why the collider is a little bit below it, and I'm not going to tell you that just yet. Let's see. There it is. Yes, beautiful. So as you can see here, this is looking kind of like the previous one. Well, that is because this is actually a bit of an extension hallway to the previous piece down there on the ground somewhere below us. Now, one thing you kind of need to take note of with these parts here, like this one and the other one down there somewhere, is that this one actually doesn't fit it correctly. And I don't know why, because the model is the exact same thing for the skin pack, but it kind of gets stretched a little bit, and I'm not too sure what that is all about. However, EasyScale should be able to resolve that problem for you. Here we have the core cube, not new, not much to say there, but here we have something completely different. This is a little bridge piece, which is actually very nice designed. This one right over here is, well, a lot smaller. Actually, it should be as big as this one over here, but I guess that's just because he didn't really scale the model, and I did not ask him to scale the model, which is exactly why. But I guess that is the same thing over here. This is also a pillar. This one, I don't really remember what block this actually is, but I guess we can see that. That is the piston. The other one should be the spike, which is also, yeah, that's the spike. And that's also why it kind of rolled around before, but yeah, also, what the hell is up with the lag? Then we have this, which is the ballast, which is absolutely freaking awesome. Now, this one is kind of like the volcanic rock on Tallprint that I could not pick up with the level maker, but I actually figured out if you use force static, you can. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. Then, of course, I'm just gonna talk a little bit more about some of the blocks that does not scale with the colliders to the block or whatever. I know it doesn't make sense now. It probably will in just a second. Wait a second. I completely forgot to show you this, which is, well, the brick wall. Not really much to say there, but this is probably the best piece in all of this skin pack here. This is freaking amazing. Also because the level maker mod kind of has some trouble with copying castles and also manipulating them, and so this is a better way. It's not the correct way, but it's a better way of at least making the graphics of a castle for your level. However, I also told you guys that I was going to be talking a little bit about the colliders there, and this is also a perfect way to do just that. So if I put on a little ballast down there, I just pull it up slightly and I pull it through. There we go. Then I need a pin block on the core cube there, the decoupler is attached, and look at this. Aha, it goes through. So that's pretty much what I mean by all of the colliders not necessarily scaling to the block, and it's just like that on every single skin pack. And if you guys cannot see my mouse cursor, then this is a little bit strange. I'm going to try to explain this best to my ability. So obviously there's a decoupler that is supposed to have this wall skin pack on it, and that is actually located right there. You can see it if I place, well, a bunch of other blocks right there. There it is. Now, why am I pointing this out, that the wall is actually raised away from it? Well, the thing about it is, if you want to make a floor, that is very, very tricky, but keep in mind, the only thing that anything can collide with is basically right there, which is the invisible part. And this means that you now have complete and utter freedom over this whole wall piece right here. So if I take, for instance, a blade, and I want to scale that with EasyScale, and at the same time also maneuver it around with building tools, I can do just that. And what this allows me to do is actually make a blade for the floor, which is very interesting. And there we go. Now that is sort of where I like the collider to be. Now these rocks here, they kind of look like it's very rough, And this is also combated by maybe scaling that axis with the EasyScale mod, which is absolutely amazing. It makes it a lot flatter and actually looks like something is driving on it if you make a level for a machine like that. That is exactly the axis, so I want to say 10? A bit too much, but you get the idea. But 7, I think 7 is just a teeny tiny bit better. So how about the other axis? That is the wrong axis, but I will try the next one. There we go. And what you've done right now is basically make a collider, or, well, a floor. I'm just gonna put that one in there. There we go. So some of you guys may be thinking, well, as soon as he starts the simulation, it's supposed to spaz out completely, right? Well, you would be wrong. So let's say that you've made that floor, but now you actually want it to be looking much better. You don't want to see that blade in the middle of everything. Well, go ahead and download the invisible skin pack. So let's see there. Let's put it up there. That is somewhat in the middle, right? So let's just go ahead and start the simulation. And as you can see, it now stays on the thing right there. So that is the way to make floors and basically colliding objects. And I guess this is just going to be one final thing with the colliders before I go, because I do also have other things to try and record today. I'm going to retry Subnautica, which is absolutely awesome because, oh, I found something great. But as you can see right here, that rock is also falling down. That is because the only thing that is interacting with the game, like again the colliders and everything, is actually the wooden block. And this is a 2 times wooden block, like a 2 by 1 by 1, I think. But you can still see it's basically just kind of falling down. So this means there is a whole other area below the map or below the floor there that is still a graphic, but it's actually not colliding with it. I found that this gives much more freedom with building with it. Alright, so I guess it is kind of time to round this one off here, but I thought I wanted to end on the full potential once more. Also because this is fucking pretty. And the ground texture, let me know if you guys want me to make another video on that. Well, I guess we don't really need to do that. And also there's a lot of instructions on the page of that mod. I guess I could mention sort of how it works in the next Besiege video, so let me know if you guys want me to do that. But either ways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this episode, and also I think I may do some sort of a live stream at some point where I'm gonna talk more about these things if people need some support for it. So basically like live customer service. But thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.